Harris's face.
Take a look at the All-State good hands plays of the game.
He probably did that a lot in practice, too.
Probably. Nets lose 125 to 113 despite getting 38 from Kyrie Irving. Defense was the emphasis in the pregame press conference from Steve Nash. What's the first-year head coach saying after going 0-2 against the Cavs this week?
We talked about the lack of size, but from an intensity standpoint, being locked in, effort, all of that, what do you see from your guys in the second half?
I still need a little more. I think we're last in the league in 50-50 balls, contested shots, hustle plays. We've just got to find a way to play harder, dig deeper. We're not a defensive roster. We have to take more pride in it, and we have to win more 50-50s, contest more shots, fight, scrap, claw. And that's what I think is missing as much as anything schematic that we're breaking down.
Is that you can expound on this, but is that your biggest takeaway from these last two games? And if not, what is the big takeaway from these games with the Cavs?
Yeah. I mean, you could talk about that we're not a defensive team or we made too many errors schematically. But, I think the bigger message is that, we're showing up to the gym is not good enough. Like we're playing people that I think are excited to play and compete against our team, and they're going to bring it every night, and we have to match that. So that would be my main overriding thought on these two games.
Brian Lewis with the New York Post.
Hey, Steve. How concerning is it when you consider this is the same team that you just saw them 2 days ago, so you would think, considering the way that game went, and this was a topic then as well, that your guys would be fully engaged and Cleveland would have your full attention. I mean, how concerning is it then to see that kind of effort level and physicality level?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to overreact. But it is something that we have to continue to chip away at. We have to build that resolve, that hunger, that desire to win some hustle battles, to win the turnover margin, the rebounding margin, win in other ways. We got a lot of things to work on. There's a lot to clean up. It's very early. Like I said, it's relatively new. Having Kai back after 2 weeks, James joining the team, Kevin sitting out tonight. It's a lot thrown at us. So, I don't want to overreact, but we are going to urge the guys to clean up as much as we can the hustle areas, but also schematically just continue to refine and get better. And you know how this league is. A few days ago, we're on a 4-game winning streak, and now we underperformed in 2 games. So we got to find a way to get ourselves, playing a little cleaner, a little sharper, and trying to clean up some of these categories that we're not competing well enough in.
Nets back in action Saturday right here on NBA TV against Miami. It is a final in Philadelphia. Joel Embiid continues that MVP push. Embiid.
Oh my. Was that the Smitty? Was that the Smitty to the dunk? Oh my goodness.
38 points, 11 rebounds for Embiid as Philadelphia beats Boston 122-110. Let's get you caught up on Malcolm Brogdon hitting a game winner in overtime as Brogdon buries that triple as Indiana's 2-game losing streak comes to an end. McDermott over to Brogdon. And sorry to Greg, who was watching with one hand over his eyes. Big victory by Nate Bjorkgren and company.
It's a good game.
Really good game tonight. In Detroit, the Pistons were down by as many as 20. Here with an opportunity to win it, Jeremy Grant gets fouled. Here's the problem. The foul and the whistle came after the red light came on. Grant goes for 21, but this was too late. Houston, without Christian Wood, hangs on to win it 103-102. Eric Gordon has 20. And we saw Cleveland do it again to the Nets. No Kevin Durant tonight. Colin Sexton, a modest 25 points. Jared Allen with 19 points against this former team. Kyrie goes for 38, but it wasn't enough. I want to welcome those of you who just watched Joel Embiid and the Sixers beat the Boston Celtics. Welcome on in to Crunch Time, presented by Taco Bell. NBA champion Brendan Haywood, GA. Greg Anthony with us. He also likes to be called Cole's dad.
Dad, yes.
I'm Jared Greenberg. We take you out to the biggest moments of the night as they happen live. And so far, we've seen a bunch of them tonight, including Trae Young continue to be scorching hot. Guys, Young tonight, 43 points, GA.
Yeah, he's been just sensational tonight, knocking down 8 threes. Shot 8 of 12 from 3 thus far. And, he's just playing terrifically. And then how about Clint Capella and what he's been able to do in that complimentary role tonight?
Clint Capella, triple-double with 10 blocks. Here are the high scorers so far tonight. Trae, Jaylen Brown, Kyrie Irving. Now, Brown and Irving in losing efforts. Embiid, sensational. Coming up in a bit, we're going to take you out to San Antonio to check on Luka Doncic, who may change this graphic in the next few moments. Luka sitting on 30. We'll get you out to San Antonio in a bit. They're late in the third quarter as Dallas starts to pull away from the Spurs. Guys, let's talk about Joel Embiid here for a second. I know that some of us like to talk about MVP this early in the season. Some people hate it. But either way, you split the hairs here, Brendan. Joel Embiid is having the best season of his NBA career, and right now has Philadelphia in a great position.
I think Joel Embiid realized that he didn't put his best foot forward last year. And I think he took it personal that guys like the Joker and even Rudy Gobert are being mentioned as better centers than him. And you can tell he's put the time in this offseason. He's come back hungrier. He's come back aggressive. And I'm seeing something that I didn't see last year. Last year, I would see Joel Embiid play 2 good nights and then 2 so-so nights. This year, every night I turn on the television, he's impacting winning, whether it's scoring, rebounding, or whatever. And he looks like he is trying to dominate on a nightly basis, and that's what I love.
Yeah, and it's impressive, too, because, across the board, field goal attempts are the same, but he's averaging 4 more points. He's having a bigger impact on the backboard, and most importantly, his team is winning. So early on, and yes, some guys might have better numbers, but nobody's had a bigger impact on their team's success. Because keep in mind, they're in first place, but they've already had that stretch where they had a lot of guys out, where they lost a few games. But for that, they probably have the best record in the league right now.
Right now, Philadelphia 11-5 on the season. Coming up, we still have updates on the games going on. Atlanta's putting away Minnesota. Trae, sensational. Clint Capella, we got to show you some more of that with his triple-double with blocks tonight. Also, Luka in action. He's sitting on 30. But let's go out to Philadelphia and hear from Joel Embiid. There was a lot of trash talk after Wednesday's game. Let's see what he's saying after tonight's win and another spectacular effort.
Joel, 38-11, a double-double in a physical game where we saw you all over the floor, literally. How would you describe what the battle was like for you tonight?
Well, first of all, I'll start with Ben Simmons. His defense in the fourth, he did it last game. He did it again tonight. He just took over the game defensively. I know I want to be Defensive Player of the Year, but you got another candidate. We got about 3 candidates on this team. Matisse is doing a great job too, but the way he took over the game was great for us. And as far as, the physicality, as you could say, I probably went to the free throw line about 15 times, but I could have gone 10 more times. I knew they weren't going to call it after Boston was complaining about all those calls last game, which, I got fouled on all of them. But to me, I just told my teammates, I said, I'm going to make them call it. I'm going to be physical. If they don't want to call it, I'm going to make them call it, and that's what we did.
Sometimes when you look at the box score, you don't get the full picture of Ben Simmons' impact. So can you just describe playing with him, what he does for this team?
He's great. He's a playmaker. I don't, at times, I can't be a playmaker, but I don't need to. His job is to get the team organized, get the assist, move the ball, and my job is to score. So, he's doing a great job organizing us, and, defensively, he's one of the best in the league.
Well, a unique aspect to this season is something like playing your rival, the Celtics, twice in 1 week. So what did you learn about your team after these 2 hard wins?
Oh, it was great. We fought through it at times. They were more physical than us. Tonight, they started the game. It was physical, and we responded well. We made plays, and just our last game, we took over in the fourth.